Happy Saturday, everybody. And we're gonna bring those tools, these tools, we're gonna bring them inside and we're gonna look them up and list them for sale. I don't know, some of the comments was saying that that stuff is quite expensive, those tools are. And I would honestly just be happy with like even an eighth of the value of what they're actually worth. We're gonna bring these tools in, these tools, and we're going to learn what they are and what they do and see what the values are. Yeah. Okay, so first thing that I am going to look up on these tools are these pieces right here. I don't know how well you guys can see those on the camera. Probably better right there. But yeah, this is some sort of a measuring tool, right? Micrometer, is it? But either way, there's all different sizes right here. I think it's basically a whole set of them. They get smaller as they go. I went from biggest to smallest, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 of those. Something tells me there should be 10, but no, there's 9. But let's see here. What are they even? What are they called? They are called Brown and Sharp, number Kingstown, RI, USA, and that's it. Yeah, interesting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a picture of these on Google Lens and see what comes up. Okay, so I checked it out. I took a picture of it right on my phone, and like it popped right up. It popped right up, and it says the image displays several Brown and Sharp outside micrometers, which are precision tools used for measuring external dimensions. Okay. It's used for measuring the outside diameters of thicknesses of parts, and this, that, and the other thing. And I go down to visual matches, and I literally see, like, these are going for like $100 a piece. There's one right there for $360, and that's like 11 to 12 inch one. That's that one right there. That's that one. That one right there alone goes for $360, and that's, I believe that's used. And then the smaller ones, they look like they're in between $40 and $60 and $80, which are those ones right here. That's kind of crazy. A full set of these, which I think is like 9 or 10 of them. A full set that's of similar quality to these, it's like $3,700 for those. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, this one has like 12 or 13 of them. There's only 9 of them here, so. But in reality, that's pretty crazy. So what do you guys think I should do? I mean, I'm thinking about listing these as a whole. Like, the whole, like, everything here for a certain price. I know it'd be worth it to somebody if they went ahead and bought it like that, but, I don't know what kind of a price I'd put on these. These seem to be like $100 a piece, these ones here. There's 9 of them. You think someone would give me $200 for all these? I'd take $200 for them, for all that, for all these measuring tools. There's nothing really quite wrong with them. They look really nice to me. They even have a sticker on here that says it was last calibrated 2017, and it's due for calibration 2020. Yeah. So they are due for a calibration, obviously. I mean, really, how off calibrated could they be? This is just, it's a piece of metal with a measuring tool on the end right there. But anyways, yeah, that's a pretty crazy find so far. And, well, I think what I'm going to do, since there's no case or box for them, I'm just probably gonna like stack them all like this and zip tie them together or something, because they got these little holes right here, and I think that would help it from being jostled or whatever the case. But yeah, they're all here. They look like they're all in perfect working order. I mean, it's just not my, this is not my trade. This is not stuff that these are tools I don't use, man. I don't use these tools. But somebody could probably use them or would like them. You know? $200. All 9 of them. I'll take it. Okay, we're gonna set out the next item, but first what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these out, take a picture of them, and put them on Facebook. Okay, so we have listed these micrometers on Facebook Marketplace. The set of 9 total. They're all different sizes, but they're, I think this is like a whole set. But I'm asking $300. I started at $300. And there's no carrying case for these. So basically, we are going to, well, we're going to put them in this pepperoni box down here. And that'll be the holding case for these. But if someone can give me $300 for these, I'll sell them in a heartbeat. I'll probably sell them for $100. I don't know. But either way, yeah, there's 9 of these total. And they're in great shape. And yeah, they are expensive. Definitely expensive tools. Just tools that I'll never use in my lifetime, I don't think. I don't machine parts and this, that, and the other thing. But there's a nice, this is a nice set. And again, the brand is Brown and Sharp. Brown and Sharp. Yeah. So pretty cool on those. We're going to set them to the side now. And pull out another tool. How about let's go with this one right here. This is another measuring tool. Micrometer. I'm trying to see a brand name on this too. This is also Brown and Sharp brand. And this measuring tool is pretty darn big, actually. Ooh, that's bent right there. It's got a little bend to it. See that? I don't know if you guys can see that. It probably doesn't make too big of a difference in the way it measures, I wouldn't think. Don't exactly know what's going on there, but either way, it comes with its own case. The case has got damage on it too. Let's take a picture of this. Grab my phone. I'm going to take a picture of this tool and see what we come up with that. Okay. I had to take a physical picture of it so I can post it on Facebook. That's what it was. Okay, so AI overview says this appears to be a vintage Brown and Sharp vernier caliper, like a model such as a number 585 or similar in its original wooden case. It's a precision measuring tool used by machinists. The tool is made of metal, like stainless steel, for durability. It features a fine adjustment carriage for precise measurements. The caliper in the image context is described as a 0 to 12-inch depth range. Through this specific model appears to be a standard caliper. Okay. And wow. Okay then. Yep, This goes for like in between $100 to $400 used, from what I see. There's one for 600. Well, anybody got 20 bucks? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna honestly probably list this one for $50, and we'll see what happens, right? The box is in poor shape. The hinges are literally old school nails, like nails, and most of them are missing. Okay, so next up we're gonna look at this one. There's two tools inside of this, and I don't know, it's like a heavy steel piece. This spins. I'm assuming this has to do with measuring as well. You know, it's some sort of a gauge, but it doesn't really exactly tell me what it is. So again, we'll take both of them out because they both appear to be like sort of the same in a way. I don't know what those are, but I'm gonna set them right up top right here. And we're going to take a picture of those, and we'll see what Mr. Google has to say about that. That last one that we just looked at, I listed it for 50 bucks. Oop, it only got one of them. Okay, so the item in this image are bench micrometers. So it's a micrometer still, which are precision measuring instruments used for high quality accurate external diameter measurements and for checking the calibration of other micrometers. So you can calibrate micrometers with this micrometer. They are mounted on a wood base for stability. That's a lie because I just have them on the box right there. The top one is gray and the bottom one is green. Right. They feature a large thimble wheel for fine adjustments. They are used in a vibration-free environment to ensure accuracy. Okay. Those, well, that's a really close one right there, and it's 100 bucks. And there's one that's 3,200 bucks. And then, yeah, just, there's all sorts of tools like that. Okay, so this is a bench micrometer. Okay. And I'm taking screenshots, essentially just taking screenshots of the information. And that's what I'm posting to on Facebook Marketplace. I need to take a couple actual pictures of them for the post. Sweet. Cool. So we're going to post this and list this on Facebook for 100 bucks for both of them. How about that? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we just listed the two bench micrometers for 100 bucks for both of these with this box. What do you guys think? What do you think? All right. Let's what's in this one here? Yeah, let's do that one next. Those are the bore gauges. Right here in this box. Ow! Pinch me. So these are the bore gauges. It actually even looks like it has the paper manual. It does too. Now, when I found these, this bore gauge did not come with it. It was only this one in this box. And oh, looks like we got some tools right here. I didn't even notice those. Okay. Well, it comes with some side tools and a little wrenchy doodad. Alright. That's cool. It looks like they had these, wow. That's meant to hold them down. I see. I see. That's kind of cool. But we're going to leave it off for the purposes of taking a picture of it. So I think I'm going to do it like that so we can get a picture of the dial on there. And I'm going to throw this one in with it because this is a bore gauge as well of some variety. They're both it's two different brands too. This one's called Boyce and then this one's called Standard. Okay, but I'm gonna list them both as a set, but I'm gonna take a Google picture of this one to see what comes up. And this should be pretty straightforward because like the paperwork and the manual right there is with it too as well. So all right. Okay, so the image shows a Boyce dial bore gauge in its wooden case. A bore gauge is a precision measuring tool used to measure the internal diameter of holes in bores. Well, that's all in the name of bore gauge. Okay. Holy crap. Some of these go for 400 bucks or up. 300, 200. I can't find this exact one, but however, we see that it's in the 200 to 400 range. What if we sold this one for 200 and add this bore gauge onto it for 200? I think that might be, that sounds legit. Just in case this bore gauge is something special, let's just take a picture of just that one, because this is a different one, but it's the only two of those kind that I have, I think. So all right, got it. This is a standard number 5 dial bore gauge. It is a 2-point measuring instrument featuring a dial indicator. It is used to measure the diameter of a bore or hole. And this one appears to be on eBay. I'm trying to find the exact one, but I'm finding similar ones that are in between $100 to $900. I can't find the exact one, but yeah, $500 on that one there. That's crazy. These tools are expensive, man. What the heck? Holy, oi. Oh, I think I might have found, these are very similar right there. Okay. Oh, there, wait. There it is right there, 300 bucks. Standard metric bore gauge 6. This one's a 5, it said. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so let's just add this one to this box right now. And we're gonna list this for, I don't know, let's because I couldn't even test to see if these tools work. I don't have nothing to gauge. I don't have any bores to gauge. Yeah, so Let's list it. Let's try to get, I don't know, $200. 200, is that too cheap? Let's go less. Let's go 200. 200 for the set. Even though it's not a set, but it's just two different bore gauges basically. But okay, let's grab a quick picture of that, and we're gonna list this one real quick. Boom. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I remember I opened this one up and something rolled and fell out of it, and I could not retrieve it. It was a pain in the butt. I could not get it. But for the most part, this set is here, besides a piece that is not here. So I don't even know. I'm gonna have to sell this one as an incomplete set. But we're taking a picture of it right now. Okay, this is a die test high precision dial bore gauge set. This type of tool is used to measure the internal diameter of bores and holes, often for maintenance, to check for wear. Okay. And that set goes for $800 apparently. Son of a biscuit. Oi! 700, 600. There's one for 400, but it's way different. The $600 and $700 one is basically the exact one, like that one right there. Yeah, but either way, it's an incomplete set because I could not recover one of the pieces that fell out. So I don't know, but the gauge is there, and then these things are there. I'm assuming maybe those screw onto those here. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm thinking you drop that doohickey down in there into the hole and measure it up. Yeah. But either way, that's pretty crazy. We're gonna just list that one. And see, like right here, looks like we're missing stuff. Looks like stuff would have slid into it, would have slid down into there or something. Yeah. So I'm not too sure. But we're gonna list it and see what happens. It's pretty detailed too. Bore gauge set. A lot of these are bore gauge sets. Okay. Let's go. We got to list it. We got to keep moving. We got two more things to go through. And then I think we'll have finished going through the tools. So I gotta pop that back open and take a picture of this again, because I did not take a snapshot of what Google thinks of what it is, right? Okay. There. Jump back over to Facebook. We're going to list this one and move on to the next thing. All right, we almost worked through all these tools so far. We got this briefcase with some metals in it. This is kind of weird. It says Deltronic. It's got a key. This is a locking case too. But when I look in these, these are like calibrated sizes, apparently. And there's some weird metal in here, but it's obviously it's got to be steel, right? But these are calibrated sizes, apparently. And it looks like it's missing a few slots. But when I look through these, I am just seeing metal. Fancy looking metal. And they're all calibrated little metal pieces. Like this one is 0.6600 mm. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I don't even know how I would... Oh, golly. There's no description in that one. There was a paper in one of these. Maybe if I can get a picture of that. It says, to the U.S. National Bureau of Standards through Deltronic master wires calibrated by the National Bureau of Standards to Appendix A4H28, 1969. And it's signed right there. Calibrated size 3.4641 mm. That is a dude, that is a very specific size. Okay. That's so specific. I'm going to take a picture of just that and see if this even has any value, because I don't even know who would need that. Who would need that? That's my question. I don't think any... I don't know. I don't really. The only people I think would need that is the company that threw it away. I don't know. But let's look at it. Right there. Cool. Okay, what's AI think? This is a set of Deltronic Class X plug gauges, also known as master wires, used for precisely measuring screw threads. The gauges are specifically calibrated to the size of 3.4641 millimeter. They are certified to meet National Bureau standard requirements. The gauges appear to be made of high-grade steel or carbide for durability and accuracy. They are housed in a protective plastic case with clear glass vial for storage. Okay. So, I wonder if it is carbide. That'd be kind of cool. I'm doubting it's carbide, but I'm seeing these on eBay for sale. They're gauge pins. Okay. I wonder if there's any... Where's the heavier ones? That one's pretty heavy. Yeah, that one's a little bit bigger than the last one we just pulled out. Do you think it's carbide? That'd be cool if it was carbide. There's some good weight and scrap there, if anything, right? I don't have any way of telling if this is carbide or not. But these are cool. So I'm going to take a picture of the case itself. And hopefully it'll pick up some of the numbers and stuff on there. Took a picture of that AI overview. Those are definitely going to be helpful. That's what I've been putting into the Facebook Marketplace descriptions in the pictures anyways. Okay. This is a set of Deltronic Class X plug gauges, yada yada. Yada yada. Oh. Dang. No way. That's expensive. Well, see, like these cases, this guy has it for like $2,900 for 2 of those cases. I don't know about all that. But what I'm seeing here is that people have piles of these, and they're only selling for like $100 for like a case, like a large assortment of Deltronic gauge pins, $100. Someone bought that one. Okay, so all right, we're going to take an actual picture of this and just list it, and we're gonna list it for $150 and see if somebody bites it. If not, I'm gonna take it to a scrapyard and have them shoot those metal pieces to see if they're actual carbide gauge pins. And if it's carbide, at least I'll get something for it, right? Right. Okay, we're listing this one, and we're gonna go on to the gauge blocks next. Those are next. So unfortunately, after going through the block gauge set, I am missing some. Definitely missing some. I'm missing 0.300. I'm missing 0.140. 0.119. And then these ones aren't even listed. But there's one right here. What's this one? 119. 119 right there. I'm missing one. I'm only missing one of them, it looks like. Oh, wait. There would have been one right there too. So I'm missing 2 of them out of the whole set. That's 0.300, and this number is worn out. So I can't even tell about that one. That sucks though. It is what it is. I'm missing one right there and one right there. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. But I'm still going to list it, and maybe someone will have a use for it anyways. I don't know. I mean, it's not a full set though. I'm missing 0.140 and 0.300 and whatever that one was. And then these are just empty slots. They don't even have a description. So I don't know. Maybe those are just extras. I don't know. We're going to list it and see what happens. I got to get this video out, so I got to do a quick edit on going through these tools. I am grateful for you guys to watch as I go through these and list them. Everything is basically listed besides the gauge blocks, so I'm going to do that next. And I've already been having my phone go ding, ding, ding from Facebook Messenger, so we'll see what happens. Maybe someone will come by and buy some of this stuff. But I do think we should not have a problem at all selling these. Those should be an easier sell. One other thing is I'm missing the digital micrometer. I don't know where the heck it is. I'm gonna go look in the car and see if it's in there still or what. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that, but we got to go see if we can find that. Because I mean, I found it that night, but now it's not in my possession. So that's weird. I got my car out here charging on the battery, but maybe it's just down in here somewhere. I don't know. We'll look. Because I remember I threw them in right here. They should be right around in here, but it's not. What a bummer. It's not back there either. How did I lose it? I must not have grabbed it. I don't know. it's not up front either. I lost it somehow because it's not out here. It sucks. Oh well, I don't have it no more. But I got to get this video out. Thank you for watching, and hopefully some of that stuff will sell. I hit the button too soon, but hopefully the stuff will end up selling, and if not, I'll just figure something out for it. But I did the best I could. I did the research that I could. I posted it and listed it. We're going to list the gauge blocks as a set that's missing a couple pieces, so we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. Okay, I'm going dumpster diving tonight, so wish me luck. Thank you.